Right now I want to talk about LeBron James. I think now we understand why LeBron went to Miami. LeBron has said he was tired of carrying his Cavs team for the last 2 seasons by himself. LeBron wanted to beat the Celtics. The only way he knew how was to copycat what Danny Ainge did in 2007. So he formed an all-star trio in Miami. LeBron has been criticized in the past 2 seasons for not getting the job done in the playoffs. He's criticized over the summer for leaving Cleveland. LeBron says he's hated from other players, from former NBA players. And he's disliked from opposing teams, and he's booed in opposing stadiums. LeBron was criticized last season for allegedly quitting against the Celtics. LeBron was also criticized in 2009 after winning his first MVP award and losing to the Magic in the 2009 Eastern Conference Finals. In 2010, the heavily favored Cavs went up 2-1 against the Celtics. They fell apart against the Celtics after going up 2-1, and a lot of that was a debate about LeBron quitting, even his elbow injury he sustained during that series. LeBron joined Wade and Bosh Miami, and I felt like he took a step back from where his legacy was headed. But maybe he's a number 2 guy, and he's been a little bit overrated as a number 1 guy. He's overrated in the sense that he's not clutch, and he doesn't have the killer instinct of being a number 1 guy on a championship team. All the greats before him, Larry, Magic, Michael, Kobe, and Tim Duncan, had this killer instinct, this attitude, this competitiveness that they wanted to win every game in every series, each season. So far, the biggest stage, James has taken the backseat to Wade, just like so many of us thought he might do. Wade's Batman to James, he's Robin. I don't care if LeBron had only 8 points in Game 4 last night. It's how he played the game. It reminded me of last season and him quitting against the Celtics, at least allegedly. He's apparently looking tired out there. Eric Spoelstra's playing him 40-plus minutes a night. He's averaging about 44 minutes per game in the finals and almost throughout the whole playoffs. Sometimes all the skill in the world doesn't add up to greatness. Something with LeBron makes him shrink in these big games. Early on in his career, James had some great playoff games, but the pressure really wasn't there for him. He was still a young player, and he didn't have the greatest players around him. The best supporting cast just wasn't on his team. In the past couple of seasons, James has had higher expectation. He's a little bit older, and he's had better players around him. I think he was hoping by going to Miami that a lot of his failures would be pushed on to Wade, to having that other superstar there with him. But I'm sorry to say to James that it just doesn't work that way. When you call yourself the king, and you want to be this great player, the dark cloud will follow you, no matter where you go. Maybe one of the issues is everybody wants James to be the next Jordan.
Then there was the matter of LeBron James, who at least theoretically could have been playing his last home game as a Cavalier Tuesday night in Q. It was one of the biggest games of James's career, but things couldn't have gone much worse. The Cavs were embarrassed by the C's, and James scored only 15 points, going 3 for 14 from the field. The question on everyone's mind, of course, is what went wrong for LeBron. Early on, it just looked like one of those games where James acts as a facilitator. But there were also some warning signs. Maybe it was a teammate like Mo Williams here, missing an opportunity to involve James in an easy break. Or maybe it was the aggressive Boston defense that doubled him even well beyond the arc. Whatever the reason, it was clear early on that James was unusually tentative with the ball. You can see him here, almost demure when confronted one-on-one